royal flushes, 10, jack, queen, king, ace. Right now in the crypto community, we have a royal flush for the first time ever. Wait a minute. This was supposed to be an ace of spades, not an 8 of spades. Oh, now it is the ace of spades. And that is the type of trickery that the government is pulling right now. They are literally regulating crypto. You're going to want to watch the end of this. We're going to break down 2 coins that have just been told they have to cease operations. Also, the Attorney General, who just came out and said centralized currency is the future, and they are looking into, i.e., they revealed their play to break down cryptocurrency and a lot of the currencies moving forward. Regulation season is upon us. This is your moment. This is it. If you're into crypto, this is as good as it's going to get. Obviously, Eminem. But the reality is, regulation season is upon us, and there's a few things you really need to know moving forward. Now, there's some good news, and we're going to break that down in this video, and there's some bad news, and we're going to break that down in this video so you understand what you should be researching and looking at moving forward. We recently had a handful of people, namely in communist places like, Washington State and New York, attack crypto. Now, Celsius has been given a 10-day cease operations order. Now, of course, the United States government fumbled this as they redacted it because they know nothing about technology. They left it on the sheet. Oh! But we won't get into that right now. Nexo is another one, 10 days and you're gone. Cease operations. Go out of business. Even though you just raised a bunch of money. Now, they raised money from places like New Jersey and Texas Texas is an interesting one. I love the state of Texas, but on one side of Texas, they're upping Bitcoin mining. On the other side of Texas, they're looking at massive regulations for crypto. It's kind of weird. And we're looking at crypto regulations nationwide. Now, we've seen the same thing happen in poker. Now, I play with some of the best poker players in the world here in Vegas. And I got to tell you right now, all of them will tell you about Black Friday. No, not the doorbuster deals. Black Friday, when the federal government decided to smash through online poker and make it illegal that fast and just crush millions of people without caring at all. And they will do the same thing to crypto, and they do not care. I know you think crypto is big. It is a drop in the bucket compared to the financial markets. And you ever notice how JP Morgan was all in on crypto recently, and now they're all out? Why is that? The big New York banks are saying, you know what, we've had enough. This money needs to be in our banks and our pockets. We do not want decentralization anywhere. And that's what's happening. And the AG came out and said, centralization, and I quote, centralization is the future. No, it isn't. Decentralization is the ability for people to actually grow. But they want ultimate control. They want dictatorship, not just on the financial markets, but on everything. We've seen what's happening in Italy. We've seen what's happening. Is Australia even a free country anymore? I know my friends up in Canada are getting wrecked on crypto and just about everything else. Is America really a free country? And let's be real, guys. We may be freer than most. We may be freer than the rest. But we have lost a massive amount of our freedoms in the last 20 years. And it keeps on keeping on. And it's kind of like you put a frog in the boiling water and you slowly turn it up. Well, that's what this government's been doing for a long time. Now's your chance to stand up and let them know that you will not turn your back on crypto. Because here's the thing. Oh, it's just the SEC fighting XRP. There should be riots over this stuff. Massive protests. Not violent, but massive protests. But it's just one coin. They're taking these 2 coins and say, you got to shut down, but it's just 2 coins, okay? They're going after exchanges. Well, it's just a couple exchanges. Pretty soon it's going to be everything because they're pushing you to see how far they can push you. That seems to be the name of the game right now. And if people in crypto don't stand up and quit pumping and dumping and actually stand up to do something, forget the privacy concerns that this creates, which are astronomical. Forget the fact that they're trying to do the Know Your Customer law and the Patriot Act laws, which sound great. Oh, it's patriotic. It's the Patriot Act. Oh, it's Know Your Customer. How friendly and nice. No, there's nothing friendly and nice. These are totalitarian, communist-style laws that they keep implementing here in the United States. Crypto is under a full-scale attack, and if you don't think so, you're literally a fool. Literally. Now, the fact is, whether or not you care about crypto, crypto is the first push forward for freedom worldwide we've seen in decades. Tell me about another. Crypto brings unity to the world from a payment structure and decentralized and puts the power back in the people's hands where it's always belonged. The government is going to attack this, and the banks already are attacking this. They're pretending that they want to see it succeed. They have no interest in seeing this succeed. They want it to fail so they can see, you idiots can't do us, now you get to listen to us. And here's the thing, as soon as they regulate it, the good news, I guess, asterisk, is they're going to have to regulate the hell out of it, kind of like they did with startups, which is why you never notice why famously all famous startup investors have bounced. You got guys like Tim Ferriss makes public exits, Ashton Kutcher. You've got people like, what was that guy's name? I mean, you've had half the people, the guest ones on Shark Tank and these other ones bounce left, right, and center. The biggest reason that most of these people, like Chris Sacca and all these other ones have bounced is because the regulation that has came in has gotten so ridiculous that it didn't make it worth angel investing. Now, there's still money out there, but seed money has never been tougher because of the way this is going. And so if you're all, it's kind of like Bank of America. Bank of America, try to get a business loan at Bank of America. They basically have a policy in place where we'll loan to you once you're successful. Well, how are you supposed to get a business? You know what I mean? And it's the same thing with a lot of startups now, where once you're already a billion-dollar unicorn, but how do you get there? Which is why we're seeing like 10% of the startups that we did just a couple of years ago. And we're going to see the same thing in crypto. So on one side, the slow growth institutional money will come in, which will be good for long term. Don't get me wrong. It'll kill crypto as a currency. It'll kill it as privacy coins. Those they want to make illegal already. Monero and Pirate Chain, they're literally looking at making them illegal. So if you use them, it's not even the people creating them. It's if you use them, you're committing a crime. That's the goal right now. There's proposals on the books in Congress as we speak to make Monero specifically illegal. But that's a whole different bag of worms. So they're attacking these coins one by one, and then as soon as they can get a couple of baskets, they can attack the whole thing. Like, you guys are securities, we're going to regulate you out of existence. You guys are meme coins are illegal. You guys are, whatever it may be, this is illegal. Stable coins, you need to do this. It's just going to plummet the money out of them. But it'll bring institutional money. You'll no longer be able to make money. Like, a lot of people right now see crypto as hope. The hope will be gone. You're not going to go from 1,000 to 100,000 anymore. You go from 1,000 to 1,200. And then the next year you go from 1,200 to 1,400, right? It's going to take the big money out of crypto. It's just going to take the big money out of it. And unless you invest $1 million, you're not going to be able to make $1 million. It's just like in the stock market. There's a couple unicorn stocks every decade, and that's pretty much it. You get your 5 to 8 to 10% growth depending upon what you're doing. And that's pretty much it. That's the problem with this. And you have an opportunity to back companies, to back projects. But since the government doesn't understand what it is, they want to regulate this literally out of existence. What can people do? People need to push back. People need to protest. People need to go out there and make their voices heard. Or it will be too late, like we've seen in poker, like we've seen with prohibition. Look, I'm not pro-alcohol. I've had probably 15 friends die from alcohol. But I'm pro-choice. I'm pro-freedom. I'm pro-freedom on everything. Everything. You want to do anything that's not hurting someone else, should be your choice. Backing a company is none of the government's business. Crypto should be none of the government's business, but they put their nose in everything. And if you don't take action now, let me read you one stat before you go. And this is the most important stat you're going to hear all day. And this is what a lot of people don't know, and I can assure you 0% of you ever heard this in school. Now, first, I want to tell you about a scam coin. Okay, here's a scam coin. 27 trillion in circulation, 27 trillion. Unlimited supply cap, one node, 25% of the supply has been minted in the last 6 months, and 1% of all holders own 30%. Does that sound like a scam to you? I lied, guys. That's not a coin. That's the US dollar. The biggest scam there is right now is look at those numbers I just said again and realize that is the dollar. Yeah, big fraud, dollar. Okay? Now, this is why they don't want you to do cryptos. They can't afford it. That's the stats for the dollar. 40% of all dollars that have ever existed have been minted or printed or created out of thin air in the last 18 months. Let that sink in. 40% of all dollars ever in less than 2 years, roughly 18 months, excuse me. All of them, ever. Trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars. That's why you're paying so much for everything. These idiots cannot handle the monetary system. We need to take the power back. You need to go out there and share these things, whether it's this video or other videos, and make your voice heard, because YouTube won't share it, TikTok won't share it, Instagram won't share it, Twitter, they're going to suppress this information constantly because they don't want people to come together. The scariest thing for the government and the big banks and the big corporations is when people realize they actually have all of the power. But they don't want that. And if you don't do something soon, you're going to lose crypto. And there's a lot of idiots in the crypto space. Most of people in the crypto space have their head in the clouds. They're so pump it, moonshot the pump, that they don't see what's right in front of them. You're about to have nothing to pump and nothing to pray for the moon. And I think crypto has given a lot of people hope. I think crypto has given a lot of people financial options. I think crypto has given a lot of projects life. There's a lot of cryptocurrencies that are incredible projects. And we're seeing, per usual, the government get involved and do these sleight of hand, which, you know, I'm as big into sleight of hand as the next person, but that's with my deck of cards. I can do anything with my deck of cards. Well, I can't center deal, but I could do almost, you know, seconds, bottoms. I could do hundreds of different tricks with my deck of cards. But that's sleight of hand with cards. This is sleight of hand with your life. Are you willing to do that? Are you willing to put your financial future on the line? Are you willing to put everything on the line? We've already got inflation that is up 20, 30, 50%. You doing okay? You doing good? You doing awesome right now? Yeah, I mean, I hope you are. And even if you are, I'm doing just fine. I hope you're doing just fine. But the reality is, you're not doing as good as you were. And it's not a political thing. It's a system thing. It's an infrastructure thing. It's a system thing. Yeah, swaying one way or the other, we could go one way or the other. But the fact is, the people need to decentralize everything. Decentralized internet, decentralized monetary system, and then built off that, decentralized everything. But that's just my opinion. I'll be okay. I don't have to outrun the bear. I just got to outrun you. Okay, fine. Lucky for me, I've been successful in business for a long time. But for a lot of people, they're screwed. And I know a lot of people who used to be successful that are struggling, that are scrambling. And that's, you know, that's unfortunate. But it doesn't have to be that way. We could have a future in this if people would just realize. Privacy is a right, and it's a right that needs to be protected. And financial freedom. You should have the right to pursuit of happiness, to pursue your dreams. You get one life, one shot, one opportunity, one chance to do something. And we got the government breathing down our neck all the time. And they're pushing too far this time, way too far. We need to reel them back in before it's too late. But we can only do that as a collective, peacefully, but demanding, because they don't have a choice. But the problem with Americans especially is we have so much power, but we're so focused on stupid stuff that's irrelevant instead of coming together on something that actually adds value to impact all of our lives. This isn't some little soundbite or something that may or may not happen. It's happening right now. And if you don't have the opportunity to support yourself or to grow your income, your wealth, your family's financial future, forget everything else. What else matters? You be starving on the street. What else matters? Oh, Cody, that's a little bit far. Isn't that a little bit much? No. Because where does it end? There's no end. This is the problem people don't get. There is no end. It's already started, so unless you force it to end, it doesn't end. They'll push it as far as they can, because why wouldn't they? It gives them more power. But that's just my point of view. Go all in everything you do in your life. Take action, guys. Be vocal, because the fact is, if you don't, you will lose it. And I know there's so many people like, they can't do anything. They can do everything. They can make it illegal for you to own, just like they did in China. They've done it in America with so many things, the United States. And they'll do it again in a moment. And I am honestly surprised they let crypto go this far, to be honest with you. But now it's getting massive, and they're getting scared, and they're going to take action. And they're already started. They've started a while ago, and they're going to keep on pushing. And this is something that you really, really, really should be concerned about and be vocal about. And demand that the government stays out of your way. Because the more involved they get, the more this is going to get crippled. The more they're going to pick winners and losers. The more they're going to tell you, oh, you can't have this or this, you can only have this. It's going to take everything out of crypto. And when it does that, it's not going to be worth it. And let's be honest, most of you are investing because you're trying to see a future in this. Do you really want to invest? Why do you think most people who invest in crypto slowly but surely pull most, if not all, their money at the stock market? Because nobody trusts the stock market, and the stock market will let you down consistently. I mean, put in some money in there for 30 years, it's great. But it's the same with crypto. Do you want crypto to turn into the stock market 2.0, where you put $1,000 in and in 30 years it's worth 10? Is that what you want? Or do you want some possibilities? Because as soon as they implement these laws they're trying to pass, the crypto market is going to be like the stock market, only worse, because it's going to be weaker. It's not going to have a fraction of the money. Best case, it's the stock market 2.0. Worst case, you're making a few percent a year, 6%. So you put in 10 grand, and eventually someday in the future, you might have 50 grand at the end of your life, 100 grand. Cool story. Cool story. Is that what you want? I don't think so. So that's my point of view. Appreciate you guys watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up. Putting out new videos all the time here on Privacy X. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.